As you think back to last year, what kind of comes to mind as maybe the most memorable part of a historic season for Panther football?
Well, for me, it was the arrival of the Panther Demolition Crew, the
Absolutely.
PDC. Coach Nethery is known for his explosive offenses, but last year was the year that we had a team that could back them up on the defensive side of the ball, and they came with an attitude every week. And when the chips were down, you knew that you had 11 guys that would dig into the trench and they would defend that goal line like it was their last stand.
41 turnovers forced last year by that defense. A
Well,
plus 25 ratio.
gosh, how many touchdowns did we score on defense?
Yeah,
Six. Yeah.
Yeah.
Six defensive touchdowns, and maybe none bigger than Week 9 against the El Dorado Wildcats right down here in the south end zone, Tony.
Oh wow, that was so exciting, and we had El Dorado pinned down, kind of let them back in the ball game. Stone, Paul steps up, makes a huge play, maybe the play of the year, and from then on we rolled till Memorial.
A 102-yard run we will never forget.
Right.
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you, when you think about as many interceptions that we had last year, a lot of those interceptions were caused by the defensive pressure that the quarterbacks were under constantly every single snap.
Yeah, Garrett Taylor, who graduated 18 sacks last year. John Penn coming back 7 sacks.
That's
and
right.
Very much a force on that defensive line.
We
Losing
had,
Brandon Black, losing Stone Paul, both of those guys going to be playing at Hendricks at the next level.
well, anytime you have players that excelled as much as Stone Paul and Brandon Black at just really getting to all corners of the field and applying all kinds of pressure, you really feel like that, the defense has lost a lot. But to be quite honest, I think Coach Nethery feels like that this may be his biggest defense yet.
Absolutely. And they looked impressive yesterday in practice, Tony.
They sure did. That's you and I were talking. I reflect on the Lake Hamilton game last year, where our defense had to bail us out that night, and they bailed us out. I went to look up the stats today, and I forgot, but I remember Lake Hamilton not having more than 1 or 2 first downs. And that night, if the defense had not shown up, who knows?
I believe they had 4. And I believe that semifinal game against El Dorado, they had 4.
Wow.
2 of the bigger games. Certainly the Lake Hamilton game was the game Kaysen went out with an injury early. Drew Harris quarterbacked the team, but the defense absolutely throwing a shutout on Jerry Clay's Lake Hamilton Wolves.
How many times last year did the other team's offensive line and the backs trying to block just look totally confused? And that all goes back to Coach Harris.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He's been a great addition, Terry, to our program.
Yeah, he really has, and the biggest addition I think that he's brought to the program is that killer instinct on defense. When our guys go out on the field, they go out with bad intentions, and that is a key hallmark of just about any defense at any level that you can find.
We've talked about the defense. Let's talk about the offense now for a minute. An offense that racked up an incredible amount of yardage last year. 428 total yards per game, 166 on the ground, 262 through the air. But the signal caller, the backbone, the engineer of that offense, Terry, is not going to be dressed out tonight.
Well, it is an unfortunate thing, and certainly a topic that has dominated a lot of football coffee shop talk over the last 2 weeks. Kaysen Mertens, the All-State quarterback, 3,000 yards and about 33 touchdowns, it looks like, last year, goes down with an ACL injury in a pickup basketball game. And as unfortunate as that is, one of the things that I think has given everyone a lot of comfort is we've got a really good junior, Nate Beck, who is got a really strong arm and probably needs a lot of reps to get him ready. But if everyone will remember, you know, Kaysen, when he came in last year, he hadn't seen a lot of the field other than just mop-up duty before he entered the year. And he had a lot of reps just like Nate's going to get, and so I have no doubt that Nate Beck will be ready by the start of the season.
Absolutely. We saw him yesterday in practice, Tony. What stood out to you about Nate watching him throw the football?
A very, very tight spiral. I'm telling you, he puts the spin on the ball.
We saw him throw it from the far hash to the opposite sideline on a line. Great velocity, great arm strength, but finding that comfort in reading the defenses and reading the coverages is something that just comes with time.
Yeah, it does. It's all about how many reps can you get. And I think that as they approach the season, and probably even tonight, Jim, what you're going to see is he'll probably go with both the ones and the twos, just so that he can get as many reps in this spring as possible.
Absolutely. Going to see a lot of Nate Beck tonight. Going to see 7-on-7 this summer, the team camps this summer. Nate going to be getting the bulk of the reps. But, Tony, back to junior high a couple of years ago, we saw this same scenario play out, didn't we?
Absolutely. Nate had to come in after an injury to
Preston Stone.
Preston Stone, and did an outstanding job. I remember the first night he played, you and I were amazed at how well he played, just coming in cold. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the young man.
He's a young man that is not unfamiliar to this situation.
Exactly.
Coming into a season as the number 2 guy, being forced into becoming the number 1 guy. He's been there before, and I know Coach Nethery has a lot of optimism about Nate's potential and his ability. We heard that yesterday visiting with Scott.
Yeah, we did, and I think it goes back to what Tony was talking about is the velocity that he has on the ball, the tight spirals that he gets. And you know, he's got a really strong arm, and some even feel like he's got a stronger arm than Kaysen had at this point in his career. And so I think that there's a lot of optimism that once the 7-on-7 gets through and they can run through those drills, that he'll be ready for the season.
All right, Matt Johnson producing our coverage of Panther football tonight on ESPN WPS. Brought to you by Everett Buick GMC. He has our offensive starters. We're going to see the scrimmage break down this way. 2 15 play segments, the first team offense against the second team defense, and then we'll flip the second team offense against the first team defense. During that second set of 15 plays, Coach Nethery is going to visit with Dio Vanucci down on the field. There will be a third set of 20 plays where the JV offense and JV defense will go head-to-head, and the scrimmage will finish with 20 plays of second-team offense against second-team defense. So that is the scrimmage schedule tonight. We're 1 minute away from getting things rolling. Coach Nethery said it'll be about 45 minutes that we'll get a preview of Panther football that lies ahead in 2015.
Just sitting here watching Matt Warwick out kicking field goals as they're warming up, and he's got a pretty good leg on him.
Strong leg.
In warm-ups, kicked a 45-yarder that would have been good from 50. I'm telling you, he does have a good leg.
Panther offense is going to be missing 6 graduates that played a big role last year in the offense. Brett Strachner and Kellen Hancock have graduated off the offensive line. Brett Strachner was the center, Kellen Hancock the big tackle. And moving on, 3 receivers. Drew Harris, who put up one of the most impressive years that we'll ever see, 2,527 all-purpose yards. Casey Green and Sam Baker have also graduated. The two-headed monster at running back of Chase Shamlin and Julius Lewis. You can add the injury to Kaysen on top of that as a starter missing from this first-team offense that we'll see.
Well, that's true, but you've got Drew Dyer coming back, and Drew Dyer is, I like to think of him as the bull in the China cabinet. He runs hard and tough and a very strong runner. You saw several times during the season last year when defensive backs were trying to arm tackle him. You're not going to arm tackle Drew Dyer. He's just going to run through that tackle every time. And then you've got Brandon Hunter, who's more of the speed back. And when Brandon gets in open space, you've got problems. And one thing I saw in some of the spring practices, Jim, is that he has acquired a little shift in his speed to where he can change directions on the fly. And it has really caused some problems, especially in the defensive backfield.
Absolutely. Brandon Hunter, we saw him in junior high, an absolute weapon with his speed. Only caught one pass last year. You would think Drew Dyer with the power, but boy, he has been impressive catching the ball out of that hybrid back position.
Yeah, and that's one thing I should have mentioned is probably Drew's biggest, even though he's such a strong runner at the running back position, probably his biggest weapon is his hands. Because when he gets into the flats and gets over the middle, he's got a big enough body that when he gets in that little space over the middle, once he gets his hands on the ball, he's trouble.
Panthers taking the field. And we're going to see the first team offense against the second team defense as we get this scrimmage underway. 15 plays, and the offense will work out of the north end zone to the south end zone here at the Palace on the Parkway. Nate Beck will be the quarterback. Brandon Hunter will be the running back. Drew Dyer will be in that hybrid back position, lining up sometimes in the backfield, sometimes at an H-back position. Hunter Howell, Grayson Morrow, Trey Pepper be the receivers. The offensive line, Roy Blaylock will be the right tackle. Jared Hastings in there at right guard, Tony, a sophomore that impressed us last year. Selleck Childress at left guard, Jacob Cooper at left tackle, and moving from guard to center this year is Preston Madison. And so the first play of the spring is the Panthers line up with the trips to the right, Nate Beck in the shotgun, Brandon Hunter alongside of him.
Little hard count there. Hard count, got the second defense to jump.
Nate Beck showing a little savvy on the first play of scrimmage, going on two.
I think what he's communicating is I'm in charge.
It's good to see. Colton Nix back out there as well on the football field.
Yeah.
Give to Brandon Hunter. He's coming to the near sideline. Hunter is up the sideline, going to be ridden out of bounds right at the 44-yard line. Taking him out of bounds is Ben Powell.
Brandon's been doing some good work in the weight room, too. You can see it on him, especially in his arms.
27 carries for 166 yards in his sophomore season. Trips to the left. Nate Beck looking to throw, and that ball is going to fall incomplete as it seemed as Grayson Morrow and Drew Dyer crossed, and Nate Beck threw it in between them. Nobody there to catch the football.
Yeah, that was a good timing route. They just got a little tripped up in their routes and ran over each other.
Drew Dyer joins Brandon Hunter in the backfield. Beck goes on two again, and he gets Will White to jump offside.
Yeah,
Tony,
Will found out there's a little bit more to that Tim DeZort jump.
Yeah, exactly. Timing that thing. We saw DeZort take a handoff from Jacksonville last year in week 2.
He called it. I think he called it. He told Coach George he was going to do it before he did it.
Watching the film, he had it timed up and took it to the house. 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Going to give to Drew Dyer. Drew following a block by Roy Blaylock, and he's going to be over the 45-yard line. That's going to be a first down, Benton Panthers.
And there Drew goes doing just exactly what I said. He carried 2 defenders another 2 yards from what should have been probably a 4-yard run.
Colton Nix checks into the game for Grayson Morrow. He's in the slot to the near side. Colton had an amazing sophomore year, 37 catches for 630 yards and 10 touchdowns, and he catches the football. Brandon Hunter throws a block for him, and Colton is over the 37 to the 36-yard line before he's brought down by Nicholas Carlton and Jake Thompson.
Will White making the tackle.
Nine-yard gain, and the Panthers will have 2nd and 1 as Brandon Hunter is going to flip sides to the left hip of Nate Beck. Nate turns, throws a fade pass to Colton. Colton catches it. He's up the sideline, but he's ridden out of bounds by Ben Powell down at the 8-yard line.
Boy, that was a great job of adjusting to the football by Colton Nix. Ball was a little underthrown. He adjusted his pattern and came back to the ball, made a move, and got another 6-7 yards.
First down and goal for the Panther offense. Snap back to Nate Beck. He's going to throw it out to Hunter Howell. Picks up a block from Dyer and Hunter on the edge, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
It's a good little quick out. Coach said that they were working a lot of those speed passes, and it shows, especially with that tight spiral that he gets out to the flats.
Grayson Morrow and Jordan Nash in the game at receiver this time. Going to turn and give it to Brandon Hunter, and Brandon picks his way down to the 3-yard line. Going to be 3rd and goal for the Panthers from the 3.
That was a really, really nice tackle. I didn't see Jacob Jarrett on the tackle. It was a really nice open field tackle.
Good eyes.
Dylan Murphy checking into the game at blocking back here, and you see a power look for the Panthers with Murphy at up back and Drew Dyer at the tailback. Beck turns and not allowed to hit the quarterback, and they're going to say he would have been sacked as the Panthers try to play action pass, and Beck not able to get rid of it. So it's 4th and goal, Panthers from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, the play action took a little too long to develop in that defensive end. I didn't catch the number. Got back there.
Nix and Morrow to the right, Nash to the left. And it looks as if Coach Nethery's going to send Matt Warwick and the place-kicking team out to kick a field goal.
Well, now we'll get to see that leg.
8-play drive that's gone 60. What have we gone, Tony? 63 yards?
Yes, sir.
63 yards. Grayson Morrow to hold. Matt Warwick to kick. Snap from John Penn is good. Kick is up, and it's good. Matt Warwick nails the field goal.
25 yards out.
With about 25 to spare there, Tony.
Yeah, nice leg. I tell you, we're used to good kicking in Benton, and looks like we've got another one.
Yeah, Grant Hensey spoiled us, Mr. Automatic on those extra points. Terry, first impressions of the offense.
Well, I thought it looked good. There was only one misfire, and really that came from a crossing route that ran over itself.
And, Beck 3 of 4, 39 yards.
Say again?
Beck was 3 of 4 for 39 yards.
There you go, 3 of 4 for 39 yards on an opening drive. That's about all you can ask for.
That's very efficient. Taylor Cochran is checking into the game now at right guard for the Panther offense. Nash, Morrow, and Nix remain the receivers. Murphy, the up back, Dyer, the tailback. Snap back, going to give to Dyer. Dyer bowling his way up for first down yardage over the 40-yard line in a classic Drew Dyer run, Terry.
He is just going to go down forward every single time.
He is the definition of a downhill runner.
That's exactly right. Little no huddle.
2 men in the backfield, going to turn and give it off to Dylan Murphy. And the Panthers went with a power line up there that Coach Nethery said we might see Braden Harris and Dylan Murphy in the backfield.
Dylan had a few of his friends waiting on him at the line of scrimmage on that one.
He did. That second-team defense, while we are focusing on the offense, second-team defense here in 11 plays, showing good strength up front. Swing pass out to Ty Callahan. He rakes through an arm tackle, and Callahan's up the sideline before he's ridden out of bounds by Jacob Jarrett. And, boy, that's something we saw a lot last year from Ty as a sophomore. Good hands in a Drew Dyer type of fashion.
Yeah, he's got really good hands, and he's got decent speed, too, especially when he gets on the outside, and we saw an example of that.
And he's got great bloodlines. His dad, Brian, great Benton Panther back in the day. Nate Beck takes the snap. He drops back, looking. Now he's going to be sacked in the backfield by number 53 for the Panthers. That's Dawson Morris.
Boy, and he had Hunter Howell behind the defense then. If hadn't been running for his life there.
Yeah.
That would have been 6.
Yeah, we saw Dawson in junior high lead the defense in tackles 2 years ago. Tony, good showing right there from Dawson on the pass rush.
Yeah, already 2 tackles tonight.
One of the plays I'm waiting to see if they're going to run with Hunter is that little wheel route on the outside.
Going to give to Hunter to the short side of the field this time, and he's met by Troy Quinn at the 44-yard line, and Troy's able to wrestle him down with a little help from number 98, Chandler Clift.
You know, Jim, you alluded to it earlier about the second-team defense. The second-team defense is showing a little spunk.
Yeah, they are.
They're scrapping a little bit. It's good to see.
15th play coming up for the first-team offense, and the second-team defense has only yielded 3 points to this point in the scrimmage. Nate Beck drops back. He hits Colton Nix on the slant pass. Colton with a determined run after the catch up over the 30-yard line down to the 27 before he is tackled by Trey Mahan.
That's another powerful run, and I think the weight room is showing up a little bit in Colton Nix.
Trey Mann making the tackle.
Nix 3 catches, 53 yards.
Well, he's wearing number 2, and we saw number 2 last year in Drew Harris.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
Oh, wow.
Quick hitter to Drew Dyer, and he makes a good catch, dropped by Dawson Morris at the 16-yard line, very close to a Panther first down.
As soon as he caught it, you know, that's one of the things about Drew is whenever he catches, he's automatically in that downhill runner mode, and he just ran over the safety there.
Drew Dyer with 124 catches in his Benton Panther football career. Beck throws to Colton Nix, who catches it in traffic. Dawson Morris again on the tackle, but it's down to the 6-yard line. Coach Nethery's going to switch groupings right here as the second-team offense is going to go in, and we're going to get to see a look at the first-team defense for the first time tonight, Terry.
Well, this is the exciting part of the game for me. I'm kind of the defensive guy, and having a defensive back 7 like this group, man, this may be one of the best defensive backfields that we've seen here ever.
Starters on defense tonight are Mel Hegwood at nose tackle. John Penn will be at the right end. Jeremiah Bowling at the left end. The linebackers are Braden Harris, Ben Brazel, Dylan Murphy, and Braylon Alcorn. Simeon Watson and Preston Stone are the quarterbacks. Kyler Nitschke, the strong safety, and a guy who looks like Steve Atwater out there, Dante Winston at free safety, number 19. Nate Beck going to quarterback the second-team offense, and he turns and hands it off.
Mr. John Penn was no, that wasn't John either.
Parrish Ross on the last carry.
Parrish Ross carried the football. Beck going to throw it out to Ty Callahan in the flat, and Callahan's going to be ridden out of bounds by Simeon Watson and Ben Brazel.
That was Jeremiah Bowling on the previous play.
Jeremiah Bowling and Chandler Cliff likely to split time in trying to replace Garrett Taylor. An amazing 18 sacks last year for the Panther defense. It was. Beck drops back, throws it, intended for Austin Bull, who almost caught it on the deflection. And Austin's hit hard by Dante Winston over on the sideline as the ball was deflected up in the air. Bull almost caught it, but Winston laid a lick on him.
Boy, Winston arrived very fast.
Does a lot of things that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. You know, that's going to show up on the defensive coordinator stat sheet, but likely nowhere else, but it's a big play.
Brett Tittle at center for the second-team offense, and Beck hands off to Austin Francis. Austin carries over the 30-yard line, dropped by Braden Harris. Going to be expected as the coach's son to contribute a lot at that middle linebacker position.
Jeremiah Bowling also in there making a play. You know, I don't have the stats on this.
Jeremiah's big brother, a member of the ASU basketball team, passing quick hitter to the short side of the field to Cooper Cox, a junior. John Penn over there helping, coming over from his end position to help on the tackle along with Dylan Murphy. Ball's at the 35-yard line as the second-team offense goes against the first-team defense. Mel Hegwood in there at nose tackle. We'll see Bill Williams in there, affectionately known as Bill, but he's out for the scrimmage, been held out for the spring. As Ty Callahan takes it to the far side of the field, and Preston Stone and Dante Winston on the tackle.
Another good, strong safety support by Dante Winston coming up and providing support over to Preston. Looks like the first team holds, and we'll reset and go back to first down.
Tony, impressions on the defense so far?
Defense on both sides, first and second defense, has played really, really well. No real big plays so far. Everything's been in front of them. It's one of the things, it's a trademark of a Coach Harris defense, not to give up the big play, which had plagued Benton a lot before he got here.
Hand off to the inside of the field, and the PDC is right there. Kyler Nitschke helping lead the charge.
Bo Brewer on the
Tackled,
last carry.
Bo Brewer carried the football.
It was a really good block by Kyle Mayfield on Ben Brazel. Ben had the corner blitz coming, and he picked him up and did a really nice job.
Nate Beck rolls out. He's trying to get the ball to Logan Black, a sophomore, and it's going to be deflected away as Simeon is in there on the coverage. Ben Brazel dropping back as well.
Simeon's doing a good job at getting a jump on the ball. He's watching the quarterback's eyes really well, and got a jump on that one. Was just about a step too late, or otherwise he might have been taking that one in the other direction.
Boy, when we saw Simeon last year, teams seemed to want to pick on him because of his size, but he is a gutty competitor. 36 tackles, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery last year. As Beck drops back, Braden Harris in there applying the pressure, and Beck just throws it to the ground in front of Bo Brewer.
Boy, Chandler Cliff saw the middle screen coming and backed up into that lane, and Matt Beck, seeing that that the gig was up, just threw it into the ground. That was a smart play by both players.
Walker Darden in there at wide receiver. Camion Riley in there at receiver. Logan Black along with Parrish Ross. Hand off to Bo Brewer to the near side, or that's Callahan carrying the football to the near side. And Braden Harris, Kyler Nitschke, and Mel Hegwood stuffing, and the second team offense is going backwards.
Yeah, Kyler had that safety blitz coming, and they ran right into him.
Snap back to Beck. He turns, and that ball's going to be batted away by Braylon Alcorn. Coach Gentry told us yesterday, Tony, that this defense is nearly impossible to block, and at times you're seeing that today.
Well, the combination, they are big up front, but they are so quick in the linebackers and defensive backs. I mean, this defense, I'm telling you, it could be better than the one they had last year.
Jacob Jarrett in there at safety on this play, and Beck's going to keep the ball as he rolls out. Dylan Murphy's going to cover him up at the 30-yard line. And again, Terry, you talked about lauding the secondary. Nowhere for Nate Beck to throw on that one.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, and to Nate's credit, as he's learning some of these reads, he's learning what not to do with the ball, and that's a very, very important thing for a new quarterback.
Snap back to Beck. He turns. He looks, trying to get it to Austin Bull, and Jacob Jarrett on the coverage as he's gone in to replace Kyler Nitschke at safety, and good coverage there on Austin Bull.
That was excellent coverage by Jacob Jarrett. He was absolutely covering the receiver up.
Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Nate Beck takes the snap. He drops back. He hits Austin Bull over the middle, and Braden Harris is going to throw him to the turf at the 34-yard line.
there's some of that physical strength and also a little bit of that attitude we were talking about that still left over from last year's defense.
And Braden Harris is a specimen for a high school middle linebacker, just
Yes,
solid as a rock. 3rd down and 6. Beck drops back, and the pressure is going to force him to throw it short of William Brister in the flat. Chandler Clift applying pressure again along with John Penn.
Yeah, they're just pushing that offensive line forward.
William Brister, the intended receiver.
You know, one of the things that we didn't talk about in pregame was how well Benton did in the state weightlifting championship.
Absolutely.
And it's showing up on the field right now.
Absolutely. They look, when you're down at field level, very impressive in their uniform. Very well built, physical specimens as Nate Beck hits a William Brister across the middle of the field. Jared and Nitschke there to bring him down.
Dylan Murphy making the tackle.
Looks like we've got a new quarterback.
Yeah, we're going to go JV on JV now.
Yep.
For the 3rd part of the scrimmage, the first teamers and second teamers have fulfilled their plays. The offense went 2 more than anticipated. The defense 1 more than anticipated. Tony, how did the first team defense do?
Well, I'll tell you what, pretty well. Beck started out 8 of 9 for 96 yards. First team defense got in there, finished 11 of 18 for 114. So first team defense came in and got the job done.
How many yards did they allow through those 16 plays?
They allowed exactly 15 yards.
16 plays, 15 yards?
Yeah.
I think Brad Harris will take that.
I think so too.
I got to be honest, I'd be good with 60 plays at that rate.
All right, as the JV units get ready to go head-to-head, we're going to send it down to the field to Dio Vanucci, who has Scott Nethery with him.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Nethery. Coach, I know that spring ball is one of those things that, you know, we're kind of knocking some of the rust off. We're getting out of strength season, and we're trying to get back into the swing of playing football. So tell us some things that you saw out of your offense that you liked today.
You know what, we moved the ball down the field. You know, we made a couple of mistakes, but I'm going to tell you what, I thought we executed well considering, you know, coming out and what we're doing. So, you know, I don't know. I felt pretty good about it, to be honest with you.
Now, on offense, did you have any players that were out of position or playing a new position this year?
I get Beck is playing quarterback. That's not a new position. You know, he's going to be our starting quarterback. So, let me get play.
Black, the intended receiver.
But as far as, you know, we got Colton Nix is playing C and Y and that type of stuff. So, no, starting offense, we're fine. Defense, we're fine. We got some new guys there, but we've got 7 returning starters on defense. So, that's why we look pretty good defensively.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, appreciate Dio Vanucci down on the sideline. A welcome addition to the Panther broadcast team, a sideline guy, affectionately referred to by us as Tony Saragusa Vanucci. And we appreciate Dio and his contribution, visiting with Scott Nethery on the sidelines for us.
While we were away, Hunter Hilson has made some really good reads on that read option, and it looks like we've got a little early motion. Flags down. Looks like we may have jumped over on the left-hand side. I didn't see if it was the guard or the tackle.
Tony, as we see this JV offense out on the field, a lot of guys whose names we called last year: Clayton Mertens, Logan Black, Bo Brewer in there.
I'll tell you, calling the junior high games has been a pleasure for us, and you know, it's great to see those kids making a contribution now, and I'm telling you, the future of Panther football is in good hands.
Pass out to Clayton Mertens in the flat, and he's going to be tackled by Blake Smith.
Nice move by Mertens on the inside
Hunter
there,
Hilson's pass was complete
making the first guy
to Clayton
miss
Mertens.
and getting to the next level.
Brock Morris making the tackle.
Brandon
Up about
Powell,
4 yards.
Brandon Powell in there, number 52 at linebacker, along with Bryson Krebs, who just impressed us to no end last year in junior high.
Tackling machine.
Hunter Hilson tries to get it in the flat to Zane Ferguson, overthrows him. It's Tristan Hutchison, who was a big contributor to that junior high team last year, along with Braden Hughes on the coverage.
It's a nice little route, too, by Zane Ferguson. He took it to the first down marker and put his foot in the ground and turned around. Ball just sailed a little high.
Hunter Hilson trying to get it to Logan Black on the slant. Tyler Vandiver in there almost intercepting the pass. Tony, we saw Tyler last year in the secondary at receiver and impressive as the kicker for the junior high.
Yeah, he was an all-around player. Seemed like he was on the field all the time.
You know, Bo Belcher is getting in and applying some pressure, too. He's getting the quarterback to hurry. He's a pretty good-looking athlete, too.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Great lineman. As the play busted up, Hunter Hilson keeps it. Going to be covered up by Bryson Krebs. Let's get these defenders, as Terry said, Belcher in there at end. At nose man is Seth Mannion. At the right end is number 68, Garrett Hensey. Brandon Powell, Bryson Krebs, Brock Morris at the linebackers is going to give it off to Bo Brewer, and he's going to be ridden to the turf by Tristan Hutchinson at the 36-yard line.
Krebs is also another player that stands out on that defense, just in his size. He's a pretty big ball player.
Parrish Ross at free safety. Sawyer Wright at strong safety. Bo Brewer, the up back. Hilson going to roll out and fire a pass to the far sideline to Clayton Mertens. He makes the catch at the 43-yard line and a first down for the JV offense.
That was a really nice pass by Hilson. That was that little sprint pass. He rolled out to the left and got his body straight and fired the ball right on that line. Had a nice tight spiral, got it to the first down marker for a gain of about, 12 yards?
Absolutely. First down JV offense as Matthew Gear checks in, along with Warren Cooper and Stephen McDorman. Tony, we saw Hilson last year really impress us with that sprint out pass.
Yeah, throws really well in the run.
Pass to Clayton Mertens again, and he makes the catch, brought down by Tristan Hutchinson, but that's going to be another first down for the Panther JV offense.
Another little sprint out pass. He really gets his body around and throws into the receiver. A lot of quarterbacks try to throw and they don't get their body square on their pass, and they wind up sailing it high or off target, but that was a good throw.
Landon Pelton and Clayton Munns in. Caleb Munns in there at receiver. The pass was intended for Munns, and Hilson overthrows him on the near sideline. Second down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Panther offense moving north to south as the JV offense and JV defense face each other. Good protection from that JV line as Hilson hits Munns over the middle of the field, and that's going to be another first down for the JV offense.
Hunter Hilson's pass was complete to Landon Pelton.
Great protection up front from Ben Browning and James Crawford along that offensive line. Bryson Willis also in there along with Noah McIntyre.
That was a good hard run by Pelton after the catch, too.
First and 10, JV offense.
Nice
turn
read.
and give to Austin Francis, and he's going to carry the ball over the 30, hit at the 31, and falls forward to the 28, Terry.
Yeah, that's a nice little hard run, and also a good read by the quarterback on that read option.
Hunter Net making the tackle.
Hunter Net in there on the last tackle for the defense. Second down, and they're going to spot it at the 29. Second down and 4. Turn and give to Francis again, and Francis picking his way down to the 20-yard line. Nice run by Austin Francis, and impressed with this JV offensive line, opening holes for Francis and Brewer to run.
And a very patient run, too, by Brewer. He was kind of tiptoeing his way through there.
First down and 10 At the 20-yard line for the junior varsity offense as Hunter Hilson takes the snap. He rolls to the right. He's going to fire one in the end zone for Caleb Munns and just overthrows him right near our cameraman down there in that south, what would that be, southwest corner of the end zone.
He had to be a little nervous, Jim.
It was coming right at him.
He had to be a little nervous.
That's the tall end zone.
Huh?
The tall end zone.
The tall end zone. The toll end zone, that's right. In the toll end zone. Nelda Burra would be proud.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. 10 plays so far in this scrimmage for the JV units as Hunter Hilson throws it in the flat to William Brister, and he gets the ball up to the 10-yard line before he's dropped to the turf by number 94 Warden Cooper and number 43 Bryshawn Weber.
Now, I realize we're JV on JV, but these guys are really playing hard. I mean, it looks like a few of them are trying to say, hey, Coach, I can get on that depth chart.
Absolutely. Austin Francis, one of those, and he's going to score a touchdown, Tony.
Sure is. Francis, that would be his 4th carry for 25 yards and now a touchdown.
Nice, solid run, nice execution by the JV offense. Very nice job.
And I'm impressed with that offensive line. Protecting Hunter Hilson.
Yeah.
Opening up holes for Francis and Brewer to run.
After starting 1 for 4, Hunter, 1 for 4 yards. Hunter ends up 5 for 10 for 43 on that drive.
Very efficient as John Penn snaps it back. Grayson Morrow holds, and Matt Warwick boots it through for the extra point. And Matt Warwick and his fluorescent yellow shoes have been automatic 2 for 2 tonight.
It's the shoes, man. It's the shoes. He's showing off a nice leg. I know we've said that 2 or 3 times, but every time he kicks the ball, it's been impressive.
Matt Warwick ready to assume the place kicker duties for the Panthers this year.
That ball dropped at least 30 yards behind the field goal.
And Tony said he was watching him in warm-ups with range at about 50.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be a nice weapon.
Yes, sir. And as we saw last year, a good place kicker can come in very big at the end of a close ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I've never seen a kicker with more ice water in their veins at the end of the Pine Bluff game with Hensey. And we backed him up about 15 yards before we kicked that field goal.
You know, it's funny. We were sitting around talking about that the other night, and Coach Nethery believes that one of the advantages to that kick was that no one had a time to think about it. They just ran out on the field, lined up, and kicked it.
And boy, what a celebration it was in Jordan Stadium at Pine Bluff, a conference championship for the Benton Panthers. So the JV offense is going to go south to north now. 12 plays, planning on running 20 in this portion of the scrimmage. Hunter Hilson still in there at quarterback for the JV offense. He's going to fake to Brewer and try to fire one to Brister, and it's going to be broken up by Brock Morris.
It's nice pressure on the quarterback that time. Looked like trying to find numbers here. Oh, sorry, Seth Mannion. Looked like he got some real good pressure that time.
Good push from that nose tackle position. Going to give it to Brewer, and Mannion again doing what a nose man's supposed to do, plugging that hole and allowing the linebackers, Brandon Powell and Bryson Krebs, to come tackle Bo Brewer right at the line of scrimmage.
Krebs has that middle linebacker look about
Boy,
it. Boy,
he does. He absolutely does.
He played a little running back in the 9th grade, right?
He did, but he was the anchor of that defense, no doubt about it, last year. Hilson rolling out, and they're going to say he would have been sacked.
Yeah, that was very, very good pressure by Brock Morris. He came in on a blitz and sailed untouched, and that would have been an easy sack in a game.
And Brock Morris is a guy we saw play a lot of special teams last year, Tony. Didn't get to call his name a whole lot in 9th grade varsity action, but Very impressive tonight from Brock.
Brock has 2 sacks tonight.
Yeah.
4 tackles, 2 sacks.
His mama, Jackie Sassfi, will be very happy. And so the JV scrimmage has come to an end. We're going to go second-team offense against second-team defense. And unless Coach Nethery changes his mind, guys, this is going to be our last grouping of the night. 20 plays anticipated as the second-team offense and second-team defense will go against each other.
Been very well played, very clean, and the best news, and as far as we can see from here, no injuries.
Absolutely.
Saw Austin Bull take a hard hit on the sideline, but he popped up and is fine. And
now we're going to see a few more reps from Beck with this second-team unit. Coach Nethery trying to get him as many snaps as possible.
Snap back, Dawson Morris bringing the pressure, but Beck reads it, gets it out to Ty Callahan, and that's going to be a 7-yard gain on first down. Terry, you take that every time.
Absolutely. He also got a really good tempo. The referees are kind of holding the game up right now at this point.
Nate Beck takes the snap, fires it out to Grayson Morrow, and Grayson tries to pick his way, and he does. Should have been dropped for a 1-yard loss, and Grayson's able to get a first down.
Yeah, that was a really nice move to make the first guy miss and then kind of bowled his way through 2 more in order to get to the stick.
It's Junior Hendricks corner to the far side, and Ben Powell, who did not play last year, but very impressive in his freshman year of football. Corner on the near side as Nate Beck fires a strike, and that's a great catch on the near sideline by Jordan Nash, and there's some of that arm strength right there, Terry, throwing the ball on an absolute rope to Jordan Nash.
Absolutely. He was facing some really good pressure, too, from Dawson Morris, who came on a bull rush up the middle, and he just stayed in the pocket and delivered the ball.
Troy Quinn coming on the edge blitz this time, and Nate Beck reads it, tries to get it one-on-one coverage to Nash, but that's a good job by Ben Powell at cornerback.
Boy, Ben Powell he paced him, he waited for his moment and jumped up and got to the ball at the arc, knocked it down, made a great defensive play.
Impressed with Nate right there, reading that outside rush, reading the blitz, going to the one-on-one coverage right there. A good throw to Jordan Nash and just great coverage from Ben Powell. Handoff to Austin Francis to the wide side of the field. He eludes the tackle, and boy, Austin Francis tonight.
Yeah. How about that footwork, huh?
Shifty.
That should have been about a 2-yard loss. He gets the first down, and mostly just all on his own.
Jake Thompson there waiting on him. Austin Francis makes a move, and it took Troy Quinn to bring him down just over midfield. So it's a 1st and 10 for the second-team offense against the second-team defense. 8 plays into the scrimmage, and now we're going to have a timeout. Benton Panther football brought to you by Everett Buick GMC, and Randy McFarland has stepped into the booth. How are you, Mr. Athletic Director? Looks great, doesn't it?
That's because the camera's turned that way, not this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the cameras on the field, right? That looks like a good picture.
Absolutely. We're radio guys by looks. Keep it on the kids.
Yeah, we put a bunch of rubber on the field too to take some of the gloss off the field, and I think that helps on the picture also.
Yeah.
And we added about 22,000 pounds of rubber to that field.
Boy, it looks good.
So it didn't have. I'm impressed. I was. Our little offense is doing well with our quarterbacks, and they're going to be all right. They just need some reps.
Yeah, absolutely.
You bet. So.
Being an old football coach down in Texas, anything stood out to you here? First impressions?
Oh, I'm just. Defense is holding back a little bit. We're a stunning defense, and I know they've got some rules now against stunning, but they're doing no more than 4 at once. So offense picking that up. But yeah, I'm impressed with overall. It's been a good spring, and I know coaches are pleased.
1st and 10 for the second-team offense. Boy, Braylon Alcorn was coming on one of those stunts right there and steps offside.
It's always good to have Coach McFarland up here in the booth with us.
Oh, is that it? How about that? Coach McFarland with 2 of the neighbor kids with him. We are blessed with Coach McFarland's leadership of the athletic department.
Boy, he's been a great addition to the athletic, well, to the school district, I should say, and has been a real partner to the athletic program and all the different things.
And as we're bragging on Coach McFarland, why don't we brag on Nate Beck as he fires a strike to Grayson Morrow. 35-yard gain.
Yeah, and that was about a good 32 in the air. The defender was right there for the catch. Beck had the ball. He threw it deep, but he got it right. He dropped it right into his hands. Nice
perfectly.
Play.
Yeah, perfectly thrown ball. Trey Pepper in there at receiver to the near side. Ty Callahan goes in motion, going to throw the ball to Cooper Cox, and Cooper makes a good catch on that slat route. He's going to be brought down by Nicholas Carlton and Barrett Warhurst.
Jim and Tony, this is one of the things that Coach Nethery was talking about. As you look, you can see the confidence starting to grow in Nate Beck.
Nate with another strike as he hits Austin Bull for the touchdown for the Benton offense.
I'm telling you, he looked over to the sidelines right before that play, looked at him, and he was like, I want the ball. I know the play I want to run. Let's run it. I've got the safeties where I want them. That's what you want to see.
Read the defense perfectly and fired a strike.
He sure did. It's a great job by Beck and the entire offense.
Kicking team runs out, and with a quick kick, Matt Warwick again just drills it through on a perfect snap from John Penn. Perfect hold from Grayson Morrow.
He's going to give the ball boys some exercise during the season, isn't he?
He is, Tony.
Nate up to 17 of 25, 198 and touchdown.
No interceptions.
No interceptions.
And really, he's been safe with the ball. There's, you know, Coach Nethery talks all the time about when he's coaching the quarterbacks. He says, look, if you're going to miss, if you're throwing short, miss short. If you're throwing long, miss long. And so far, that's what Nate Beck has done. On the times that he's missed in the right place.
Well, and let's also mention that there's a new addition to the coaching staff this year, a quarterback coach. Jeff McBride, who has been the head coach at Bismarck High School, has joined the Panther coaching staff, replacing Seth Glidewell. And as good a quarterback coach as Coach Nethery is, boy, we've just multiplied the blessing there for a guy like Nate Beck.
Boy, you're absolutely one of the things that I think has been a blessing is the addition of head coaches, just like you were talking about, as position coaches.
Nate going to roll out, going to pump fake, got a great fake. He tries to get the ball to Trey Pepper, and boy, just overshot him as Trey's move just totally faked Tristan Hutchison out. He had plenty of room, and Nate just overthrew him that time.
Yeah, Nate's going back to the huddle, banging his head on that one because Pepper ran a great route and a little hitch and go, and he just missed him. But he missed him deep.
Absolutely. Panther football on ESPN WPS tonight, brought to you by Everett Buick GMC. As Nate trying to hit Ty Callahan on the quick slant that time, just overthrew him. And it'll be a 3rd down and 10. Coach Nethery has asked us to thank everyone for their support of Benton football and urges all of Panther Nation to join the Benton Touchdown Club. The Touchdown Club is a nonprofit organization that promotes the Benton football program through volunteer efforts and financial support. For more information, you can contact Coach Scott Nethery or a Benton Touchdown Club representative. As Nate Beck is going to scramble out of there, and they're going to say he would have been brought down by Brandon Powell at the 36-yard line.
You know, Beck's not afraid to tuck and run, and he's got decent speed for a quarterback, but he's fearless when he's a runner. When he tucks that ball, he will run with his head down. I don't know if that's good or bad, Jim, but being one quarterback down this year, but he has an effective weapon with his legs.
Absolutely, and we saw that in junior high, Tony. a surprising ability for Nate to run the football.
Yeah, through little holes too. I mean, it looks like that he's in big trouble, and then he's out in the open just like that.
Yeah, you would look at him and think, boy, he's kind of the classic pocket passer quarterback. Not so. Nate with some surprising running ability with that football.
He certainly has a pocket passer arm, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Austin Bull comes in motion. Counter give to Ty Callahan as he comes to the near side and going to be wrestled out of bounds by Hutchinson at the 38-yard line. Good run by Ty.
It was a good run. It's also a good physical tackle by Hutchinson.
James Crawford and Ben Browning on that right side of the Panther offensive line opening up the hole. Zane Parker in there at center.
Hutchinson has 4 tackles.
Beck takes and he fires it to Austin Bull on the seam route. Good catch for Austin up at the 47-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the JV offense.
Boy, what a nice job. That's got to make Coach Nethery happy to see his receiver come back for the ball like that. The ball was a little underthrown, and Bull just slowed his pace and got under the ball and made a great catch.
First and 10 Panther offense. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Panther quarterback Nate Beck as Bo Brewer and Ty Callahan are going to provide protection, and it's going to break down, and credit the sack to Grant Hensey's little brother Garrett, who's actually bigger than his big brother.
Yeah, and Lane Albee was applying some real pressure coming from the corner over there. That was a great job.
Lane Albee, number 34. In there as well on that play.
Yeah, and I had another one spotted, but I lost his number.
Second down and 18 after the loss is marked off, and Nate Beck trying to get rid of it, and the ball's going to be batted away by Dawson Morris.
Yeah, Morris.
Nate Beck's pass was broken up by Dawson Morris.
Morris got good penetration right there. It looked like he got his right arm on the inside of the offensive lineman, allowed him to get through real quick, and before Nate could get rid of the ball, he was there.
Tell you, the Morris boys, Brock and Dawson, been impressive on defense tonight. Logan Black and Camion Riley are going to split to the left along with Bo Brewer. Jordan Nash split to the right. Snap back to Beck, and he's going to swing it out to Ty Callahan. Boy, that's a good tackle out there by Jake Thompson.
Boy, that was a good swarming effort by the defense on
Nate
4th
Beck's
down.
pass was complete to Ty Callahan.
Typically, you would expect them to back up, but they didn't do that. Looks like that's a wrap.
Tony, looking at the stat sheet, what stands out to you?
Well, I think the most impressive thing is the Panthers' first team, second team, maroon or white, nobody put the ball on the ground. Nobody threw an interception, no turnovers. Nate Beck, he goes 20 of 29, 216 and a touchdown. And Hunter Hilson had a respectable night at 5 for 11 for 43 yards. Mr. Francis, kind of a surprise leading rusher, 5 rushes, 32 yards and a touchdown. And like to see Colton Nix, leading receiver, 4 catches, 64 yards.
Great to see Coach Nethery as he's got the boys huddled up there talking to them. And Terry, as you think about what might be going through his mind, the big question mark was at quarterback, 20 for 29, no interceptions.
I got to tell you, you got to come out of this spring game being very, very pleased with how things turned out. The first team defense gave up 15 yards on 6 plays. And the biggest question mark, as you pointed out, Jim, was at quarterback, and your quarterback goes 20 of 29 for 216 and a touchdown. That's a good day at work.
Nothing to be disappointed about.
That's right.
You come out of the spring healthy. You come out of the spring encouraged with your signal caller. You know your defense is going to be top notch. And I think everything that we hoped for, we saw tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I'm really excited about the defense. I think that's going to be a very big plus for Coach Nethery, and he just keeps this 7-on-7 reps and all of the fall ball that comes across. And Nate Beck will be ready, and it looks like another great Benton Panther football season.
All right, we're going to go down to the field. Dio Vanucci with defensive coordinator Brad Harris.
Who we're going to rep with that one bunch, and we've got a couple guys that we wanted to see more out of with that two bunch. But some of the changes that you'll notice this year, Dante Winston last year played corner for us. We moved him to safety to try to replace Stonefall. It's going to be a tough shoes to fill right there. We've also taken Kyler Nitschke and moved him from an inside backer to an outside backer, kind of a hybrid safety outside backer type guy. So you saw him a little bit in the secondary, which is a new position for him. Actually experimenting a little bit with Ben Brazel as a D-end at times too, and we're playing with a little bit of forefront package just to be a little bit more multiple and everything. So some of those are the major changes. I guess Dylan Murphy was our weak side middle linebacker last year. We slid him out to the weak side backer, and Braden Harris has stepped in at the middle linebacker position. So that's some of the spots that kind of the changes. At corner right now, we've still got Preston Stone, and we've got Simeon Watson that did a great job for us last year at corner. On the D-line, we got John Penn back. We've got Jeremiah Bowling has really come on. We expect good things out of him. Chandler Clift, and we're Mel Hegwood at the nose, and then we're also using Roy Blaylock some from the offensive line over on the defensive line. So a lot of changes in there, but we feel like we got a chance to be pretty good again.
Good deal, Coach. Well, you had a great defense last year. We look forward to fall camp. Can't wait to see you play next year. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Dio, we appreciate your contribution tonight down there on the sideline. Appreciate you getting interviews with Coach Nethery as well as Coach Brad Harris. I believe you've got Drew Dyer and Ben Brazel there, so take it away.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Ben Brazel and Drew Dyer. Going to be seniors next year. You guys had a pretty big season last year. Drew, you on offense, Ben, you on defense, and I know you're looking for big things this coming year. Tell us a little bit about what you think about what you're going to do next year.
Well, we got most of our O-line back, and they're looking really good. I know Kaysen got hurt, but Beck, he's in right now. He's doing really good. He's maturing every practice. He's getting better out there. We look to not only break more records this year, but we expect to do great things, and I'm excited. I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to get going.
Good deal. Thanks, Drew. All right, Ben. Coach Harris just told us that you had a little position change. So tell us a little bit about that and what that's going to mean to the defense.
Yes, sir. We put it in the forefront, and we're going to move it down to the end for more of the meat on the line, have rush off the edge, I'll be the fastest in line, and get a little more pressure, help out the DBs, more sacks, tackles for loss, everything like that.
I know we saw some changes in the secondary, moving some guys around. Dante Winston moved from corner to safety. Preston Stone looks to have secured a starting position. Simeon's back. How do you think that's going to help the secondary?
Oh, definitely. Preston Stone, Simeon, lockdown corner is going to be one of the best 6A in the state. Dante Winston, he's really developing as a safety back there, getting the hang of it. He's going to be real good.
Thanks, Ben. Good luck next year. All right, we're going to go over here. We're going to talk to Kaysen, guys. Kaysen Mertens, record-setting quarterback from this season, had a little bit of a hiccup with a knee injury. So tell us a little about your mental state right now. What are you thinking? What are you looking towards?
I'm just trying to help out Beck as a QB, develop him. I know I might not play this season, but I still want all my seniors to have a great season, hopefully win conference and state. I'm trying to help out Beck.
Well, I know you've got your surgery scheduled coming up soon, and anytime you're coming off of an ACL injury, it's a long road. But if I know one thing about you, I know you're a hard worker. So I have a feeling you're going to do whatever it takes to get back on this field.
Oh yeah. Expecting to be back between 4 to 6 months. In the surgery process, after you have surgery, it takes about 3 months for it to all the way heal. And after that, I'll be hitting the weights hard, back as soon as possible, doing therapy 4 times a week.
Good luck. Well, we've all got you in our thoughts and prayers, Casey. We hope to have you back for most of the season next year. Thanks, buddy. Back to you
guys. What a neat addition to Panther football to have Dio Vanucci down on the sideline, able to interview Drew Dyer, the leader of the offense, Ben Brazel, the leader of the defense, and the guy who will be the heart and soul of the team even before he puts a helmet on this year, Kason Mertens.
Well, and that's one thing that Coach Nethery's been quick to say. He says Kason is the leader of this team, and one of the ways that you know that he's a leader is that even when he's injured and he's down, he's still in there. He's still at the workouts. He's still being an active part of the team, inspiring the guys and playing his role as a leader.
And you see those smiling faces afterward. It's always about having fun.
That's right.
And tonight was fun. Tony, as you look at the stat sheet, we talked about Nate Beck's numbers. Who else stands out tonight for the Panthers?
Well, kind of out of nowhere, at least in my mind, is Austin Francis. Big night and looked impressive doing it. 5 carries, 32 yards, a touchdown. But, man, a kid can find a hole and get through it. Also, again, I got to say, it's great to see Colton Nix out there catching passes, man, and giving everything he's got. Grayson Morrow had a real nice catch as well. So, again, just a great team effort. I thought the defense played really well tonight, and at this point you would expect the defense to be a little bit ahead of the offense, especially with a quarterback who hadn't had a lot of reps. But, you know, for us not to throw an interception in 40 pass attempts and not put the ball on the ground and however many plays we ran, that's impressive as well.
No fumbles, no interceptions,
right.
No turnovers for the offense tonight.
That's right, and you know, we talked a little bit about the two-headed monster at running back, Brandon Hunter and Drew Dyer. Drew had about 8.5 yards per carry, and Brandon had 7 yards a carry. And I mean, anytime you're getting 7 yards a carry, that's a pretty strong running game.
And a great turnout tonight.
Absolutely.
Panther fans, parents, fellow students supporting their friends out there donning the maroon and gray. It was just a great night. The fear of the weather coming in, it's held off. All we've got to do now is wait for a long, hot summer to get by so we can get back over here and get football rolling.
Yeah, I'm impressed that the weather's held off because I thought we would be wet by now.
We have been fortunate tonight. It turned out to be a beautiful night for Panther football. I want to remind you that Coach Nethery invites everybody that supports Benton football to join the Benton Touchdown Club. The Touchdown Club is a nonprofit organization that promotes the Benton football program through volunteer efforts and financial support. If you would like more information, you can contact Coach Nethery, John Penn, or a Benton Touchdown Club representative. And I must say, Tony and I, Terry, you're a part of that group as well. That's a fun organization that goes to support Benton football.
It really is, and they provide a lot of support to the football program. One of the many things that they do for the program is provide the pregame meals. And between the varsity and the junior high, they provided over 2,000 pregame meals last year.
Wow.
And so just a really great organization that supports the Panther football program.
And that organization does hold meetings in the fall at Western Sizzlin?
Yes, yes. And they haven't released the schedule yet, but there should be a schedule out probably sometime in August that will have the different speakers. Last year they had one of the athletic directors for one of the local colleges,
Henderson
State.
Yeah, Sean Jones.
And so we expecting another roster of good speakers to come in 2015.
Great fellowship, great speakers, a lot of fun to be a part of the Benton Touchdown Club, and we want to encourage you to sign on and be a part of that great organization. Guys, I guess we'll be back together in an official capacity in August, but till then, these guys are going to keep working through 7-on-7, through team camp, through conditioning, through weightlifting.
Strength season never ends.
Never ends. And there is a lot to be excited about, Tony, as we think about the fall of 2015.
There is, and I will tell you, just because Kason is not there at the start, don't write this team off. Don't write this team off because there's a lot of good athletes out there, and this is a good all-around football team. The defense is one of the quickest as I've ever seen on a high school football field. But to add to that quickness, they're very disciplined. They don't get out of position, and they don't beat themselves. They don't give up the big play.
It's a combination of size, speed, and strength.
Yep.
And it's also a combination of system.
You're
And
right.
that's one thing that Coach Nethery sells well. He sells it to his coaches, he sells it to his players, and he's selling it to the fans, and certainly he's selling it to the opposition. He has a system, and once the players buy into that system, then they can be successful at the roles that they're put in.
And you feel like with the success of last year, from the community to the school to the team to the coaching staff, everybody's on the same page.
That's right.
Everybody's on board, which makes we got to wait about 100 days. I don't know if I can wait that long,
That
guys.
makes 2015 very exciting.
Yeah, we're going to see our first look at these guys officially at the Salt Bowl in War Memorial Stadium, the annual rivalry with the Bryan Hornets. Cannot wait. It has been a fun
business.
Unfinished business. We got a tie to settle, don't we?
We've got a fifth quarter to start.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've had fun tonight bringing you the Benton Panther football spring game. Terry Benham, Tony Stowers, Matt Johnson producing. It's been a blast for us tonight, and we thank you for being a part of our broadcast of Benton Panther football, brought to you by Everett Buick GMC on ESPN WPS.